Frida Kahlo appropriates images and symbols about New York City in My Dress Hangs There of 1939 that come together as a collage. This collage is Kahlo's way of criticizing the rapidly increasing industrialization and capitalism in the United States at the time, specifically in New York City. After marrying in 1929, Kahlo and her husband Diego Rivera spent considerable periods of time in the United States, starting from 1930 until around 1940. They spent time in San Francisco, Detroit, and finally in New York, changing locations solely following where Rivera could find work. Kahlo's career as an artist was unfortunately not the couple's main focus. People in the United States did not accept Kahlo's true self. They found her Mexican costumes bizarre, the same costumes which she has said that she felt most comfortable in and most herself in. She was not accepted for who she was in the United States based on her nonconformist wardrobe and unique personality. My Dress Hangs There is Kahlo's stand against the blatant capitalism of the United States and New York City in particular. You can see Manhattan and Ellis Island, with the Statue of Liberty in the top section of the painting, meaning the main scene is not in Manhattan as you might expect. When looking at a map of New York, it seems evident she is painting Brooklyn, because when standing on the edge of Brooklyn looking out onto the Hudson, Ellis Island is in the distance to your left and Manhattan is to your right. However, it is possible that she has invented the place in this scene in her mind, because if this was a realistic portrayal of the view from Brooklyn, Governor's Island would hinder your view of Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty. Kahlo brings in photos from the time at the bottom of the painting. None of the people have identities, they are all faceless and nameless. This photo that is second from the left is clearly a crowd of men waiting in a bread line. Keep in mind that Kahlo painted My Dress Hangs Here during the Depression, when nearly everyone was hungry, broke, and out of work. The situation of the majority of the American public contrasts starkly against Kahlo's portrayal of the booming industrialization of New York City. The juxtaposition of the enormity of the skyscrapers to the tiny, unrecognizable people helps to make Kahlo's outrage at American capitalism abundantly clear. The church and all the skyscrapers are connected by telephone wires, suggesting a city run rampant with technology unfit for humans, or possibly where humans feel unwelcome. It is important to note that this is not a self-portrait, which makes it unlike most of Kahlo's acclaimed works that she is best known for. Instead, only her traditional Tewana dress is featured, without her in it, hanging between a toilet bowl and a sports trophy, which are both on pedestals. The dress represents the colors of the Mexican flag, red, green, and white, which shows how out of place Kahlo felt in this industrial, technological New York City, just as the dress looks so out of place in the painting. Near the top left of the painting, you can see a church with a stained glass window, which is not an unusual decoration for a church to have, except traditional stained glass windows in churches feature famous scenes and moments in the Bible. This stained glass window depicts a cross with a dollar sign wrapped around it, representing the corruption of money and capitalism with respect to all aspects of America, even religion. A futuristic, faceless, robot-like creature can be seen in two different places in My Dress Hangs There, in the top right corner and near the fire in the bottom left. The one seen in the top right seems as though it is an ominous overseer of this chaotic scene. My Dress Hangs There can also be compared to Self-Portrait Along the Borderline between Mexico and the United States. Both paintings reflect Kahlo's rejection of American capitalism. Kahlo feels torn between two worlds, Mexico, which is where she feels most at home and where she can be her true self, and America, where her husband needs her to be. In Self-Portrait Along the Borderline, Kahlo presents the conflict between nature and technological expansion. However, in My Dress Hangs There, nature is not even present. Nature has been completely usurped by technology and industrialism.